Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how I do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. Allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I'm getting like this, I wonder if this is what everyone is experiencing. Okay, so I'm just going to say it inside this collective as I'm opening up for this message. I'm seeing a lot of different sort of serpentine, possibly even reptilian-like energies. I'm also seeing this sort of code coming through. So some of you may be feeling like you're channeling information at this time. For some of you, there's something going on with the higher heart, like a higher heart activation that's taking place, and it's something between the higher heart and the throat space. It's almost like something's planted inside the throat space that is opening and releasing now. Some of you may be having experiences with these types of beings, you may not, but that's definitely one step forward for this message. So let's see. Okay. Some of you may even see it more as like draconic, for example. Let's see. All right. There's a very interesting energy in this of, it's strange, right? So it's an interesting energy of healing, but healing that has been hidden by propaganda. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, you would be truly empowered if you knew about this, but instead there's this smoke screen so that you're left to think that the very thing that is helping you unlock your mission is presented to you as something evil. That's some of you know that. Some of you know that. So let's see. Okay, we have the Queen of Materials. This is kind of like, this is strange. This is kind of like, I'm going to say it. If this one resonates for you, you may have resonated with the last few, because this is the same idea that keeps coming up over and over. That sort of dragon portal, right? The portal of the shadow, stepping through the shadow, and really working in it in order to not working to like make it go away, you know, like that's a thing, or making it, you know, whatever the case we do as people because we think we have to war everything. It's working in it, right? And that opening up a whole new sort of reality to us. Someone is like poking through into that new reality, right? And it's almost like what we're finding on that other side looks a little bit like chaos. And it looks like chaos because it's not necessarily what we're used to, right? For some of you, it's not even that it looks like chaos. It's like we're making order out of the chaos, and we understand that now. And I'm having a very hard time kind of deciphering the energy that's coming through on this one. So bear with me, because this is a little bit of a different energy than how it's normally presented to me. It's being presented, if I were to like speak about it in linear terms, if like normally it's presented linear, this is like coming in like almost sideways. So we have the Hierophant, and again, there is this sort of energy coming in with this particular Hierophant card, that this is like the altar of the self, right? Being able to look at ourselves in a different way and understand the vastness that each one of us encompasses, that, you know, through life and through this human story we're told is quite small. You're just one person. You're just, you know, a little speck on a little planet in a little solar system in a little galaxy. Like there's this idea of consciousness though, and consciousness is massive. So someone here is understanding how massive their consciousness is, and that even though their physical locality is quite singular, or quite, you know, finite, that there's an infiniteness to their consciousness. Someone here is exploring spaces, therefore, that they haven't necessarily explored before, and they're coming to an understanding of how it unfolds, right? And that's the word very specifically that's coming through for this, is how it unfolds. Okay, and then we have the Star, and that's exactly kind of the feeling this is giving me, right? It's in the mind, understanding the depth of the mind. If we look behind her, she's got like all these like rays coming from that third eye and seventh space, but behind her she's got this mandala, and that's kind of that idea of that unfolding, almost an unfurling of something. It's like there's something that we recently may have discovered here that is causing other things to sort of unfurl and unfold for us. Once again, the stars may be important. I do think I'm picking up on the same collective I've been reading for here for the last week or so. And so stars may be important. The idea of a water world may be important for some of you. For some of you, there's an importance to the desert also in this particular life. Maybe coming back from that particular world, but particularly in this life, there's an importance to the desert. Let's see. Okay, so what we have here is we have the 10 of materials. And when I see the 10 of materials in this deck, it makes me think of community. It's an unfolding of self that's taking place so that a greater self can unfold. That greater self encompasses other people. If you're not familiar with the idea of soul groups, I would definitely look into that. That's what seems to be happening here. It's almost like there is an energy running through a particular soul group, and you may know these people in this life, you may not. You may only dream about them. But there is something that is unfolding and unfurling within a particular soul group right now. And okay, and then so that's kind of what is coming through here with this being. This is an oversoul. Okay, so this is almost like if I could put it into a particular type of idea, it would be like a similarity in this soul group within the collective unconscious. That's how it feels on a primal level, which is why it's taking more of a serpentine, like reptilian sort of shape. Whatever this serpentine energy is seems to hold the codes for healing. So whoever this message is for, there's a profound healing ability that you have. I don't feel that you know, most of you, I don't feel that you really know the other people inside this soul group. It feels like the people I'm speaking to, you're probably quite isolated. We may be taking steps to get out of that isolation, but we may stay in isolation because that's how we best operate, right? This is how we best function. And so there is this sort of quiet magic that's taking place inside of somebody's life. A lot of like healing, a lot of self-work, a lot of shadow work, this sort of unfolding into a greater vista of perception and opportunity. It does feel like opportunity. I do think for some of you, you are going to start becoming aware of these particular connections, whether it is through the dream space or it is actually, meeting people in the 3D. So life has a way of gravitating us towards each other when we're part of a particular soul group. And this is a soul group that I feel like for most of you is actually quite extensive. It's actually very large. And there's something that's growing there. It's almost like each individual piece is working on a different piece of a particular puzzle. And it's not that the puzzle has to come together, it's that the frequencies have to exist. And if the frequencies exist, this thing will grow. Whether it's a tangible 3D thing or not, I highly doubt, right? I highly doubt that it is. It's more a frequency of soul, of mind that is growing. There are things created in the astral in terms of not even intentional constructs, but energy constructs, and even within particular energy grids that is seeming to be part of this, right? Someone here, this as these other parts of your soul group activate. That's the word they're using, is activate. You're going to find that your own healing ability grows, right? It's like if you're the type of healer that you do the hands-on type of healing, you're going to notice that there's more energy flowing through you. If you're the type of person that heals by example, you're going to notice that a lot more people start paying attention to you. If you're somebody who heals just by being who you are and doing the things that you do, you're going to notice that there's some sort of uptick in the amount of exposure you get. Now, this is making me think of yesterday's reading, so I'll have that linked at the very end. Yesterday's reading, I think it was yesterday's reading anyway, it was called The Ringmaster. It might have been a few readings ago. Yeah, it might have been a few readings ago. But one of the things that I was seeing inside of that reading was getting to a very old theme of consciousness. Now, if you didn't see that reading, what a theme of consciousness is it's a theme that keeps repeating inside of our lives. It doesn't belong to a particular life. It's not necessarily a karma from a different life. It's an energy that's inside of our consciousness that has been trying to work out. The problem is that themes of consciousness are so deeply buried, and they're so built into the fabric of who and what we are, our existence, that they're very hard to find. And so this is why it takes lifetimes to find a theme of consciousness. Someone here is definitely working through that. I feel that you have an entire soul group that is currently working on that. So even inside of these comments, those of you who are like, that resonates for me, that resonates for me, some of you may even be part of the same soul group. There is something really standing out to me. This whole deck always has roses. I always talk about the roses on this deck, but they're really standing out to me right now, particularly the ones that have like this red and yellow. So inside of this lifetime, one of the big themes for many of you is going to be personal power, losing power. The theme of consciousness there may be themes of violation, for example, and also how the personal power affects our stability, right? So for some of you, that's a little bit of a tip. If you're still trying to root out this energy, there's something about the loss of personal power and how it affects our stability, how safe we feel in the world because of it. There is a big sense of safety that's coming into this for me. It's like rewriting that code of not being safe, right? Not being able to just breathe and be comfortable and let things flow. Okay. This also came out in the same reading, I believe, the Fool card. This is a navigation towards something. We have all these stars showing up. The star for me, you know, not only can it represent for some of you the whole starseed theme that keeps coming up, but it can also represent the point. It's the North Star. It's our direction. It's the direction that our soul, our consciousness is taking. Here, somebody has elevated themselves and they have a higher view of things. Again, we have this desert coming in, and this desert can represent the isolation. It can represent emotional isolation. It can also represent a place where we're clear, right? We don't have other things in the way. We're able to view things exactly as they are, and it's an ancient form of consciousness, an ancient awareness. But this is allowing us to navigate more closely to the place where we've always been trying to go. Maybe we weren't able to see it. So there's something that's beckoning us now. Now, one of the things about the figure on this is she's floating, right? She didn't even need that ladder. She was always floating. She could have just floated up there. Somebody's starting to realize that the tools and the lessons and the healing and all the things that they thought they needed, they never actually needed it. These were necessary due to the beliefs that were held. These were necessary due to the ideas and the narratives and the labels that we identified with. Someone has taken on a new identity. That's what this looks like to me. This identity may not be fully fleshed out. It may not be completely encoded, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because she has a loss of color. She isn't fully formed. And that's okay. That's okay. But someone here may be realizing that they're allowed to take on a new identity, right? What's an identity? An identity is built out of our beliefs, our labels, our preconceived notions of self. Once we remove those things, we take on a new identity. So that someone here is choosing who it is that they actually are. This is very interesting. Okay, Knight of Materials. This is, again, just the term, as soon as I turn that over, is unfolding. This is all unfolding. There's something that we understand about ourself, our approach to reality, our approach to life that is actually very rare. And we understand that rareness, which once made us feel ostracized or isolated, is actually our biggest gift. This is something that someone is starting to realize. I'm noticing all the green and this sort of magenta-y red color that keeps coming out inside of the readings. That whole color keeps coming out inside this collective anyway, right now. And that's because a lot of people are stepping into their authenticity. They're starting to march to the beat of their own drum, right? And they're understanding that that's okay, that they're safe. They're not going to have a loss of power doing so. There's this feeling here of that heart space. And this cactus has almost like these purple tips on it. It's that heart space merging with that really spiritual humanitarian center of the 7th chakra, right? Our connection to the divine. And that's why it feels like there's something inside the higher heart that is now activating. This higher heart space, it feels like it's liberating us from something, and it's part of the process of stepping through this sort of shadow portal or the shadow gate. Okay, we have the Queen of Inspiration. You may be feeling extremely inspired right now. You may be having visions of past lives right now. That's what I always get whenever I see the pyramids. We may even be understanding something about our ancient roots or the ancient stories of our own consciousness. With this leopard here that I'm seeing, we may have been too quick to push forward. And now it seems like what's happening now that we're going through this is we're allowing it to just unfold rather than forcing it, rather than pushing it, rather than pushing ourselves or beating ourselves up because it's not going fast enough, right? The question becomes, where are you really trying to go, right? What is it that you're actually trying to accomplish? And someone here has stepped out of the identity that's always saying you haven't done it yet, you haven't done it yet. And what they're allowing themselves to shift into is it's already been here, right? It's already been here. It's all already been here. Okay, so, oh, they're saying bottom two, okay. One of the energies we're leaving behind is this being stuck with the 8 of voices, and we're stepping into the Ace of Inspiration. So we have the Queen of Inspiration, the Ace of Inspiration. Notice how this person's kind of like in these prison bars. They've got bands over their eyes. And then this one, it looks completely free, right? They've got the energy flowing through them. Their mind space is that cactus that has opened or has grown in a particular pattern, right? They're very aware of the patterns of their mind, the patterns of their own behavior, and how sometimes that can prick them. So whoever this message is for, there's a higher level of awareness of self, of the thoughts that we have, of the patterns that we have. And this is allowing us to channel some sort of very beautiful healing energy. It's funny because when I opened up, I almost said rainbow, but I got caught up by some of the other energy, particularly the beings I was seeing. And so what's happening here is we're tapping into something very primal. We're tapping into not only primal energy, but we're tapping into a primal sense of self, right? And by primal, I don't mean survival instincts. What I mean is something that's quite old, right? This is why this sort of serpentine energy is coming through. There is this sort of sense of infinity and eternity that's opening up. Like I said, we're not necessarily identifying here with the finite. It's the infinite that we're beginning to identify with. And as we're doing this, they're telling me this is the last one. Okay. As we're doing this, again, this feels like the soul group, right? Someone here, again, the floating, that beautiful energy from the solar plexus radiating outward, and it's this fast movement of others that we're connected to. If you're noticing that your own path is speeding up, it's because it's directly correlated to the activation of others, right? It's like when one domino hits another domino and they all start going down the line. There's a rapid acceleration that's taking place for many people at this time because different energies that they're connected to, that they've come in with, whether they're connected in reality or not, right? If it's only in the psychic spaces, they're all activating. And so each energy is contributing to a piece of a whole that was meant to be created. What this whole is remaining very abstract to me. And so I'm not, you guys know me, I'm not somebody that feels like I have to know the answer to the thing, because sometimes there's not an answer. Sometimes the point is just that it's energy, that it's activated. And but this is seeming to cause some huge turns inside of someone's life. And again, this sort of a code of healing is like flowing through. Okay, interesting, especially through the higher heart space. So whoever's message this is, I wish you the best of luck with this. And if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.